Today on CityCast Nashville, so long, April, it's time to celebrate May. Joining me is our producer, Daniel Sumstine, and our Hey Nashville newsletter editor, Margaret Kingsbury. Together, we have for you the best things to see, do, eat, and drink this month in Music City. From Mother's Day to Memorial Day, we've got you covered. It's Thursday, May 1st. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. It is officially May, my absolute favorite month. Why? Because I get to say, May the 4th be with you. I am obsessed with Star Wars Day. How about y'all?
I'd say I'm like an average Star Wars fan. I love the movies. They're super sick. I'm not like crazy about the franchise, but I mean, I'm hyped for it.
How about you, Margaret?
I am a big fan of the older movies, but I have to admit that I don't love the newer movies. So I've kind of fallen out of
millions.
I've kind of fallen out of my Star Wars love a little bit, but I still love Star Wars. I mean, give me all the Ewoks.
If you all were curious how Nashville is showing up for Star Wars, I think this is amazing. So tomorrow, May 2nd, the Adventure Science Center is having an adult-only night called Way Late Playdate. Science Strikes Back from 7 to 10 p.m. for all you people, all you adults out there that want to celebrate. It sounds like you can expect the ultimate Star Wars-themed night. Tickets are $40 for non-members and $35 for members. Of course, this event is 21 and over, which makes me to believe that you're going to be able to drink at the museum, which is pretty cool.
Love that. Yeah.
I think that's so fun.
Can you just get drunk with like a bunch of stormtroopers?
I mean, a girl could dream, Daniel.
There's going to be people cosplaying there as stormtroopers, I am sure.
Margaret, what do you do with your child for May 4th?
The Adventure Science Center is having Family Star Wars Day from 9 to 5 p.m. They're going to have Jedi training on the kids' day. Let's hope this is the older version of Jedi training.
I know.
Not the Hayden Christensen.
What if I was there teaching? What if that was my secret, that I'm actually a Jedi and I teach kids how to be a Jedi?
We were chatting earlier about whether Star Wars is a sci-fi movie or a fantasy film. And I read that George Lucas, back in 2015, he considers it to be a space opera, which
what the heck does
honestly,
that mean?
Sick band name, but
I mean, space opera is this huge genre in sci-fi fantasy.
Oh.
But some people consider it more sci-fi and some consider it more fantasy. It can kind of be a little both. You know, I'm also a Trekkie. That's also a space opera, but it doesn't have the fantasy element in the same way that Star Wars does. So don't let me get too nerdy here.
If you're into space operas, on May 4th, the Nashville Symphony is taking over Ascent Amphitheater for what they're calling May the 4th Be With You, the music of Star Wars. And they're going to be playing iconic pieces like the Star Wars main title, so iconic, the Phantom Menace Suite, and then the Rise of Skywalker, the Speeder Chase, and a whole lot more. So lawn seats are only $32, and you can also grab a 4-pack for $100 if you use the code FORCE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
This
that.
sounds like such an epic concert, like hearing the main title theme live at Ascend, that just under the stars.
On May 4th. I mean, I think that's amazing. So if you're more into the fantasy side versus the sci-fi side, what's coming up at Cheekwood this month?
Enchanted Castles at Cheekwood opens today. I'm so excited about this. Every summer, Cheekwood has something cool going on. I think this is the one I'm most excited about, though. They're going to have these wooden play structures that emulate castles. One of them's a wizard's watchtower with swings and a climbing wall. This is going to be great for kids to play on, and that's going to be going on throughout the summer, and I cannot wait to check it out.
Wait, so are adults not allowed to play on these things?
I do.
Do we know? Okay, because there's been some playgrounds I've been to recently, like, I'm sorry, it's just for children. And I'm like, well, this is a ripoff because I want to get up on there too and slide the slides and, you know, pretend like I'm Rapunzel letting down my hair.
They did this another year with sound. They had a whole bunch of play structures that would emulate musical sounds in some way. And I was getting on there with my daughter, who was a toddler then, and all the parents were. I don't know, though. I, as an adult and a parent, I don't care if I see other adults on play structures, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if these are made for adults or not.
Yeah, I think that's my big question is, can it hold me?
Yeah.
Nothing like bringing down an enchanted castle. I'll find out and report back.
Yeah,
about
still
that.
it will be magical to see in the gardens these little
Yes, that
castles,
is
and you
so
can take selfies
cool.
and pictures by them. So
Oh, I love it. Nerds Unite in Nashville this month. I love it. Well, there's also, speaking of nerds, there's the Renaissance Fair that starts this month during the weekends. Margaret, Daniel, do y'all get dressed up and go to the Renaissance Fair?
I have definitely done this many times, just leaning into this fantasy nerd
love
thing on
it.
this podcast today. I haven't gone in a little bit, but my favorite acts are Paola Garbanzo's juggling jester acts. He's hilarious. I love him. And the pirate stages are always really fun too. If you haven't been, there's a whole bunch of stages and they have different rotating Renaissance Festival themed things you can watch that are really fantastic. It's also great for kids too. I haven't been since they changed hands. So they changed management a few years ago. And I've heard now there's no alcohol. And
Oh, what?
yeah. And, I don't drink, but honestly, just let the people, this is the Renaissance Festival, let the people drink, I don't care.
If we're going to be historically accurate, please.
Exactly.
Yes. And even more egregious to me is I've heard they no longer allow costumes that show cleavage, which is sexist and also very problematic, I think. I looked on their website to see if it was true, and it says, we must maintain an environment suitable for guests of all ages.
I have to say, Bill and Ted are offended. My breasts are named Bill and Ted because they are an excellent adventure.
I mean, you got to let the barmaids be. Come on. The bar
Right.
winches, the fairies, just
Right.
let them be.
Do they have jousting still?
Yeah.
Okay,
they still have
that's the
jousting.
best part.
It's fun. Yeah, I love jousting.
Yes,
I used to have a
absolutely.
student that did the jousting, and it was always fun to go see her
Oh, wow.
in the jousting. I taught adults. So she
Okay,
an
I was like, a
adult.
child jouster? Is that something?
No, she was an adult.
They will allow that, child jesting.
But not cleavage.
But not female
Yeah.
bodies. It's great.
That's where we draw the line.
All right. Well, also this month, we have a couple of big cultural events. First of all, Cinco de Mayo, obviously, is May 5th coming up. Best place in town, hands down, to celebrate Cinco de Mayo is Plaza Mariachi. I looked on their website already. So they have a list starting at noon to 10:30 at night, just packed full, music, food, dancing, everything you could ever want, plus $7 Corona extras all day long. So if you like to have your beer, this place does have alcohol. Thank you very much, Renaissance Fair. There are other things taking place all over town, bar crawls. The W Hotel is hosting something as well. Again, I highly recommend going to Plaza Mariachi.
Sounds like fun.
Elena's family and I go there all the time. We take our little nieces there and they just have the absolute blast there. And the music's great, food's great.
And I love that it's indoor and outdoor for this type of big festival. There's lots of parking as well. It's also Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And there's, again, so many different things going on all across our city to celebrate. I want to shout out Chinese Arts Alliance of Nashville. On their website, if you check it out, ChineseArtsAlliance.org, they have a list of all their events. Starting this weekend, there's a Tai Chi workshop at Hadley Park Community Center. There's pop-up dance performances at the Nashville Farmers Market also this weekend. Kung Fu tea making demonstration at Shelby Bottoms Nature Center on May 14th. Also, API MidTennessee.org. Check out their website. So many celebrations. I think this is pretty cool. So Nashville Sounds is actually having an API Heritage Month night where proceeds for some of their tickets, $5 of each ticket sold, will be donated to API Middle Tennessee. I think you can get a t-shirt because it's the year of the snake. You can get a snake t-shirt. There's an API night for our Nashville Soccer Club. And you can also grab a Year of the Snake scarf bundle when you buy your ticket there as well. So I think that's great that our sports teams are showing up to support.
So I love visiting the Frist Art Museum, and this month they're having an API Arts Festival at the Frist Art Museum on May 24th. You can come for food, cultural performances, and arts vendors.
That's great.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Wow, that's
Nice.
awesome. We're going to take a quick break, y'all, and when we come back, guess what we're going to talk about?
Our moms.
Our mommies. You know what wins Mother's Day every single time? A thoughtful gift that makes your mama cry, but like in a good way. That's why this year I'm giving my mom the Aura digital frame fully preloaded with all those perfectly imperfect photos that only a mother could love. We're talking grainy vacation pics, childhood birthday parties, random selfies from group chats, and even 30-second videos. Aura makes it so easy. You just plug it in, use the app, and boom, instant slideshow. And don't even get me started on the Carver matte frame. It looks so sleek and professional. The photos look like real prints. It displays in true color, has smart photo cropping, automatically adjusts to the room's light, and even turns off at night to save energy. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code CityCast. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. We are back, and we are going to be discussing Mother's Day here in Nashville. But I just want to preface this by saying that not everybody has a mom. So I am fully aware that this may be a really difficult day for some people. So we do want to acknowledge this. And, you can celebrate the people in your life any which way that you want. And there's lots of different ways to celebrate here in town this year. But Margaret, you are a mother. We would love to know your hot take on Mother's Day here in Nashville.
So I think the number one thing to think about is to know your moms, and getting, a generic potted plant and a card that says, I love you, Mom. It doesn't work for every mom. Like, some moms will be like, oh, thanks, or a kitchen appliance or whatever generic gift there is out there. I see these moms lists of gifts to give your mom, and I wouldn't want a single thing on it personally. So, just know your mom and listen to the mom in your life. If you have a mom in your life with younger kids, they probably don't even want to celebrate with their kids that day.
I have heard
maybe
this.
Maybe the best thing you can do for the mom in your life is say, if you have the money, here is a night at a fancy hotel in downtown Nashville, or here's a restaurant gift card for you to go out with your friends without the kids. Every mom is different. For me, I love going on adventures. I like going to places I haven't been to before on Mother's Day. So my husband likes to surprise me with something. One year he took me to Fairy Tale Booksellers in East Nashville, and my daughter made me cat bookmarks. Again, know your mom. I'm a reader. Last year, he took me to Bernheim Forest in Kentucky, and they have those forest giants made by Danish sculptor Thomas Dambo, who also made similar sculptures for Cheekwood last summer. I don't know if you remember last summer.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah,
so we had giants last year, and now enchanted castles.
Yeah, at Bernheim Forest, the sculptor made those giants to stay there, and they're part of the landscape, so you can always go visit those. And it's a very cool park, so that's what we did last year. It's about a 2-hour drive. Another great idea is to take your mom to the Land in Kingston Springs. I love this place. It's so charming and enchanting. They have this garden center and a store with handmade arts and crafts, and they also have a little consignment area for used clothes. The Yorkshire Deli is also there, so you can treat your mom to a British-style lunch or even tea. They serve high tea there, and it's very fancy. You do have to make reservations for the high tea, so if you want to do that, you should get on it. But I love that place.
Yeah, that all sounds awesome.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing for your moms?
Well, so it's actually my nephew's first birthday, so he's kind of stealing the show of the weekend. But we're all flying out to Oakland to celebrate his birthday together, which, knowing my mom, that's like her perfect weekend, just having the whole family together and being around. We call him the punk.
Oh,
My
I
mom
love
listens
it.
to this show every day also, so I'm going to take the moment to say I love you, Mom. You're the best.
Oh, Daniel.
Love you, Mom.
I
Mine
know.
sometimes listens.
Mine sometimes does too, but then when she does, she gives me lots of notes. So, hi, Mom. Thanks for listening. Well, one thing I wish I could do with my mom, get this, talk about adventures. So, Mother's Ruin is a very well-known bar that we have here in Germantown. It's a great place, but it originated in New York. And so now they have different locations all over the country. So there's one in Chicago, Austin, New York, and Nashville. So for Mother's Day, if you can complete this challenge of visiting 3 Mother's Ruin locations in one day on Mother's Day, you will then get a gold card, which is good for 1 free beer a day for life.
But
And so you just have to fly, to all 3 locations on Mother's Day. But then also, if you complete the challenge and get their logo tattooed anywhere on your body, you'll receive a black card, which is good for 1 cocktail a day for life. And if you visit all 4 locations, you'll receive a black card good for 1 free cocktail a day for life without getting that tattoo. So I just kind of wish I could surprise my mom with all right, we're going on an adventure. We're going to go drink beer all over our country. And then here's the best present ever. Now you can drink a beer for life. She'd be like, I've never heard of Mother's Ruin.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me? Would y'all do this ever if money was no object?
like I said, I don't drink, so this would be a very bizarre Mother's Day gift to me. I would be like,
You'd be like, Ryan, what is happening?
It's like if Willy Wonka became an alcoholic.
Well, I guess so. Something that doesn't require traveling all over the country is Arlington Vineyards is having a Mother's Day celebration, and it's free. So you can go out to their vineyards and enjoy food trucks, bands, music, and wine if you do drink, or, bring some sparkling water. So that's probably what we're going to actually end up doing for Mother's Day. And then also Memorial Day weekend is this month, which I love. Why? Because we get that Monday off of work, baby.
woo.
Friday, March 28th, the Nashville Sounds is playing the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, which I freaking love that is a team. I will say, so my neighbor is a Sounds player, and he has some of these players over, and they are very attractive. We'll just say. So something else you can do Memorial Day weekend is go to Musicians Corner that officially kicks off May 16th, and it runs through middle of June. And some musicians who are going to be performing: Brittany Spencer, the band Sixpence None the Richer, holy moly, and North Mississippi All-Stars. You can bring your pets, you can bring your kids, and there's food, and you can just cop a squat in the park and listen to great music.
I played there back in 2014 when I first moved here.
Oh,
and I'm super
that's
excited
cool.
to get back there. There's a guy named Noah Gunderson, and he's playing.
I just love it because I can tell my family I'm going to be there, and we all live all over town. It's just a great location to meet. It's just centrally located at Centennial Park. So come on down and check it out. Speaking of more music,
Yeah.
Daniel, I'm going to toss it to you for our Music City Rundown.
I got to come up with like a theme song for this, like
I
a Good
know.
News theme song. For this month, it would just be like heavy rock. We're kicking things off with Metallica at Nissan tonight and May 3rd. And then we've got AC/DC at Nissan.
Whoa.
And then later this month at Bridgestone, we've got Pearl Jam. So if you're into like all the classics, this is your month to go to shows in Nashville. Pearl Jam is going to be on their Dark Matter tour, but if you look at the set lists on their Instagram, they're playing a lot of songs from 10. I know our executive producer, Whitney, is a huge Pearl Jam fan, so I imagine she'll be there rocking out. A few of my personal picks that I am going to this month, we've got Rufus Du Sol is going to be playing at Ascend. They're a phenomenal EDM group. Their shows are just electric. We've also got at the Pinnacle on May 9th, Wilco is playing, which is just, to be honest, he's one of those artists that I've always loved the songs that I have heard, but I've never really dove too deep into their discography. So I think I'm going to make it a mission of mine to like fully explore Wilco and go to that show on May 9th.
Look at that.
Then if we're taking a look at the Ryman's schedule, we're going to have Allison Russell is playing. She's phenomenal. We've got Larkin Poe. And then Paul Simon is also playing, which, Marie, didn't you say he was your first concert? Or was that someone completely different?
James Taylor, but very close genre. Yes. But I love me some Paul Simon. I was looking at those tickets. They're a little pricey.
And then lastly, at Marathon, there's a band called Turnover. This is another band that I love. They're currently doing an anniversary tour of their album Peripheral Vision. They're more of like shoegaze rock, I would say.
Shoegaze?
Kind of leaning in. Yeah, shoegaze.
Oh.
Are you familiar with shoegaze at all? It's like
the kind of music I listen to in shoe stores.
Yeah, right. It sounds like a made up word. Very guitar driven, like ambient, floaty guitars is the way I would describe it. That album specifically is like a cult following. They've released a couple albums since, but everyone's like, just play your first album. This is like the best thing you've ever made.
Oh, sweet.
And then lastly, at the Basement East, my favorite venue in town, we've got Yola is going to be playing there as well. And she has kind of been a Nashville staple in that country Americana scene. It's just super soulful. So yeah, another incredible month for concerts, honestly.
Well, I'm super pumped. I'm going to the Pinnacle for the first time on Monday, May 5th to see Lucius. So yes, I'll be celebrating Cinco de Mayo, going to see Lucius. That's right. You've heard that correct. But I'm pumped to see the Pinnacle. I've never been.
I have a concert shout out if we want me to give one.
Yes.
Since I never comment in this section. Rhiannon Giddens is also playing at the Ryman Auditorium. I love her. She's a folk singer.
She was in Nashville, the television show, the hit ABC.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I just know that she's a folk singer. I love listening to her folk songs.
And she was on Cowboy Carter.
That's right. I loved her on that album.
Oh, and thank you for reminding me that I will be going to see Beyonce this month. I am flying up to New Jersey to see Beyonce because she wasn't coming to Nashville. So I'm very excited to report back on seeing the Cowboy Carter tour. Anyway, Nashville, full of amazing things this whole month. I'm so excited for us. Let us know what we've missed or, something that you're excited about. Email us at nashville@citycast.fm, what you're up to this May. And I'd like to just end by saying, may the force be with you.
I thought we were doing like a wordplay thing there.
Oh, tossing it to you? No, I just wanted to circle it back to Star Wars. All right. May the force be with you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. Have a wonderful May, everybody. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Toodles.